All right, we are going to get started. Tonight we're going to talk about pictures. Yay! This is actually something that's a little more fun to talk about. So I wanted to kind of share about graphics and how I do mine, and just some of the apps I use, why it's important, and how you can make your pictures kind of pop and why that's important and what that represents for your business. So this is kind of a funner, that's not a word, but a more fun topic for me. This isn't something that like you just sign up as a coach and you automatically know how to make like the perfect pictures, and no perfect picture is going to be perfect. But I spent a lot of time in the beginning of my business, a lot of time trying to perfect, like that's when text on pictures were like, popular, and that's was like the thing. And now it's more of just like as natural as you can get it, no text on pictures, just really showing your authentic real self and mimicking not almost, but mimicking what somebody else could come into the business and duplicate. And so when I started my business, it was like the real intense filters on Instagram, and everything was like you could see right down to like the gritty grain, like everything was just so filtered and had so much text on it. And now we've obviously moved away from that. And I spent so much time wasted, and I will say wasted because I don't feel like it was a learning experience for me, other than the fact that I just had to realize that like it doesn't have to be perfect. Your pictures don't have to be perfect. But you do have to captivate, and you do have to show up in your pictures just as you would if you had a storefront. And so I'm going to screen share here. Present. Okay, now how do I get feedback? Oops. All right, technology, just a second. Once I get my picture, or once I get my thing saved here. There we go. Okay. Now I need to screen share. Where are you guys? Here we go. All right. Just gotta keep you guys up while I present. Oh, share. Okay. So present. There we go. Back. Okay. So what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is social media pictures. Pretty much just like the 101, just like the basic, like I'm going to talk about what kind of pictures you should be posting. I'm going to talk about how you know what to post, versus like just having no strategy and no kind of plan for your social media, because you should have a plan. You should have some type of marketing strategy, and if you don't, get used to that lingo and get used to prepping a little bit for your posts. I know I like to make mine more just kind of like spur of the moment, like as they're happening, but in reality, you can't run a business like that. You can't scale a business like that. And if you want to or plan to grow your business to a full-time income, or past just signing up a friend or two, then you really have to kind of look at the bigger picture, and you have to look at what am I doing that's wasting a lot of time in my business, that's not growing my business. Because like I said, when I started, I wasted so much time on my pictures and my graphics and trying to like perfect it and trying to come up with the perfect caption and the perfect color and without making it look too filtered. And it was just a nightmare, and I wasted time, and it was stressful. It was not fun, and it made me like procrastinate posting, which in this business, you have to be showing up on social media like every single day. You have to be posting. You should be posting 3 to 5 times a day. Not all Beachbody, not all fitness, not all nutrition, not all wellness, but you should be posting throughout the day, sharing just as if you had a storefront, just as if you had somebody walk into your store and you had made some small talk and you showed them around your store, or they just were a regular customer coming in, how you dressed, from how you greeted them, to your conversation behind closed doors, like, hey, how's the family? How's it going? Like, social media for our business and for a network marketing business is your storefront. And so you really have to look at it like that. If somebody, for example, in some group I'm in, like a big mass group with like tens of thousands of people, I saw somebody comment like they wanted to, or post they wanted to earn a side income. And so I private message. I don't ever comment on those posts. I always private message people. And I just said like, hey, I saw we had some mutual friends in common, which was like small world. And I just said, hey, how's it going? Saw your post, wanted to message you. I'm sure you're getting bombarded. I may have something that you'd be interested in. And just kind of shared a little tidbit about my story. And she messaged back, blah, blah, blah. But the first thing that she probably did was go to my page, my Facebook page. The first thing she probably did was look at like who I am. Do I have a family? What my posts are, what's on my wall, and some of my graphics. And that's either going to turn her away or that's going to attract her. And our goal is to attract people. Our goal is to have people come to us or to see something on our profile that they like. And that's why your profile picture should be a clear, crisp picture of you and you only. Your cover photo should be, I need to update mine now that I have some professional pictures from Coach Camp when I went in Chicago. But your cover photo should be like who you are, and what you're passionate about, like your top 5 passions. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And your wall should represent your lifestyle and what you're about, what you believe in, who you are, your passions, your family, things like that. Whatever your brand is, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute too, should be what's on your storefront, what's on your profile. And so the first thing she probably did was probably went to my page. And because I've learned and I've developed this skill and applied what I've learned, she probably liked what she saw on my page. I have captivating photos. I have good content. I'm real and raw. Like, she's a mom, I'm a mom. And she did come back, and I sent her a video, and she's just like, I love how real you are. And like, we literally don't know each other. So I know she got that from my page. Had I had a mess of a wall and I had like shared like cat videos, I mean, that's an immediate turnoff. She's not going to take me seriously. She's not going to take my business seriously. That doesn't show that I take myself seriously. If I'm not showing up publicly and having my storefront represent who I am and take it seriously, nobody else is going to take me seriously either. So that's number 1, really, is know your brand. Number 1 is you have to know your top 5 passions. Like, you have to know your brand and what you represent and what you don't represent, because there are 400,000 coaches in the company. No, it's not oversaturated. Yes, there are 300 billion people in the world that like need our help. But what makes you different and what makes you stand out? What makes somebody going to click on your profile and see what you're about and like why you are so special and why they're going to want to work with you versus coming over to somebody else's page and seeing the same thing. Are you vanilla? Are you blending in with everyone else? Are your pictures just another thing in the newsfeed that people are just scrolling on past? What are your top 5 passions? There are things that make you you. There are things that make you unique and special and stand out. And you really need to identify those. And you can't let your self-limiting beliefs or your lack of confidence or your lack of belief in where you're at right now decide that. Because before you can decide what you're going to post about, you have to know why you're posting something. You can't just throw it up and hope that somebody's going to catch it. Because if you're trying to talk to the masses of people, if you're trying to talk to everybody, nobody hears you. And that was something that really clicked for me. And when I changed that and I really started honing in on my niche and my target market of who I was speaking to on social media, it made posting so much easier. It made knowing what to post so much easier, and it was way less stressful, and it became fun again because it was like I was talking to myself. I was talking to a friend. I was talking to that one person that needs to hear exactly what I probably need to tell myself. And most of the time in my posts, if you read my posts, it's stuff that I'm saying to myself. It's stuff that I need to hear. It's stuff that I have said to myself, or I did say to myself that day, and I posted about it. So you really have to get in tune with what do you believe and what makes you different and what makes you stand out versus somebody else. Because it's not that you're in competition with 400 other thousand coaches. It's that you're in competition with the entire network marketing industry. Not to like put so much pressure on you, but you're not the only one in people's newsfeed. You're not the only one in people's inbox trying to sell them something. You're not, and I hope that you're not in somebody's inbox just trying to sell them something. But you're not the only one on their newsfeed sharing or promoting a product. There are hundreds of people doing that on somebody's newsfeed. So how are you different? How I'm different and how I decided to stand out was I decided just to be real and raw with like my life, not the products, but like my life. Like when I struggle, I share about it. When I'm crushing it, I share about it. When I'm confident, I share about it. When I'm lazy or unmotivated, I share about it. Every opportunity that you have to share something that you're passionate about or something that you believe in or something that relates to who you are, aka your brand, you need to take that opportunity, you need to share about it, and you need to post about it. It doesn't have to be a big long story. In fact, I don't even recommend that until you build up your following, because people aren't going to read it anyway. They want to see your picture, and if that captures them, then they'll maybe read the caption. But a lot of times people just scroll, and if they see a picture they like, they'll hit like without even reading anything. So you've got to know what makes you different. Number 2, your picture, your storefront. Like I just said, your pictures are your storefront. They are what show people that you're either open for business or you're closed for business. That you either are somebody that they want to trust and work with or not. And it's really that simple. Would you sign up with you? Are you somebody that would, in a heartbeat, sign up with you? Your social media pics, they're a reflection of your belief in yourself. What you're posting is a reflection of what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself. And the quality of them shows that you take yourself very seriously, and others should too. If you're just showing up, a sloppy picture, you don't really care what you look like, you're just throwing something up to throw it up, nobody's going to take you seriously. That doesn't build trust. That doesn't build confidence in your network to want to work with you. But when you can catch somebody's attention and you can catch someone's eye, you're sending the impression that number one, you're professional. Number two, you believe in yourself and your business. Number three, you're serious about your business. You're serious about helping other people achieve their goals. And people gravitate towards that. People gravitate towards somebody who comes in appearing confident. I don't care if you don't have confidence or not. You can fake it and you can appear that you do, and you can help build that through the process of gaining confidence. So you really need to look at that from that perspective, coming up to your profile, up to your pictures, and look at it as a whole. As a whole, what does your business say and what does it look like? So what kind of pictures should you be posting? So the good pictures are obviously you and your brand. The not so good, your branding Beachbody. So let's take a look at some of the good ones. The behind the scenes, your health and wellness, recipes people love because they can just either share the post so that it's on their newsfeed and they can go back and look at it quicker. Now we can save, or not now, but we can save posts now, and then you can actually put them in collections. So like when you go into your profile or you go into your like home, or not homepage, but newsfeed, and on the left under like events and groups and blah, 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 there's that save tabs. That's everything that you've saved. Quotes. Now that I'll come back to because that can be yes or no. Memes that represent you. It wouldn't make sense for me to share a dog meme or a cat meme because I don't have any pets right now, and I don't really care about like animal pictures, you know what I mean? So it just doesn't represent anything else that I've ever posted about. So that would not make sense. So you need to share things that represent you. Your sense of humor. People love to just, like, people come onto social media, unless you're building a business, people come onto social media for like, to like check out. So people are scrolling, they just want to see funny stuff, entertaining stuff, like controversial stuff. Like that's what people want to see. And so your sense of humor will go a long ways. Quick workout videos I used to do, I'm kind of getting back into them, but I used to do, and they were really, got a lot of good engagement, was just, I would video just on my camera, record, or on my phone, just record part of my workout. And then I would speed it up so that it was condensed to like a minute, maybe a minute and a half, but honestly a minute. And I would speed it up like to like 2 times. So it was like fast. People love that. They love just to be able to scroll, buzz on for a minute and like look at the workout, click like, and then they keep scrolling, right? Like they don't have to do anything. They don't have to interact. People are lazy. They don't want to have to like do anything. So those are really great too. And just putting like a fun quote with it, or like some quote that involved motherhood, because it was when Xander was a baby. So I had both of them down here with me doing it. Light and bright selfies, and then obviously your brand passions, those top 5 things that you are passionate about. And you might be like, well, I'm boring. I literally just like, I work and I come home. So like, I don't have 5 passions. Then you need to get some if you don't have any. Like for me, my brand passions are like being a fit mom, and keeping that at the forefront of my life, because that's like the number one domino that makes all my other dominoes fall down. I'm real and raw. I mean, that's part of my brand. It doesn't have to be like a thing, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a title. It can just be like who you are. Functional healing, natural remedies, like that's part of my brand. Postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, that's part of my brand. I share about that a lot. And you know what? In a season where I'm not in postpartum, like next year, it might be totally different. And that might not be as big of my brand, but it is right now because that's what we're going through. So yeah, and like organization, decluttering, like in my community, my free community group, I'm doing a declutter challenge right now. So that, and it's, my brand is what I need accountability for. So like the organization and the fitness and the, postpartum depression, anxiety, like those are things that I need accountability for. And so I have to make it my lifestyle. And therefore that's my brand. So I hope that makes sense. Natural, holistic, functional, like those are all things like the celery juice, like that's a chunk of my brand as well. Sharing with other moms natural remedies for my kids, or decluttering and like throwing away all the toxic like lotions and all that stuff. Like that's a part of my brand. And so you just have to figure out like what you believe in, what you're passionate about, and then you have to talk about it and not be scared to share about it, because you might, you might gain judgment, or you might lose followers or friends or whatever. Like if it's who you are, you have to be true to it, and you'll never grow your business and attract the people that you truly want to and that you need to for your business if you're scared to be who you are, because then you're not creating space for other people to be who they are. So things that are not so good: Beachbody stock pics, Beachbody products, logos. I don't recommend sharing anything from any of the Beachbody pages, like the workouts or the new promos or the new programs or anything like that. Selfies with your shake, selfies with your pre-workout. I don't recommend those. Everyone's doing it. You're just another thing in the newsfeed. A shared meme. So like if, let's say I post a meme, don't share it from me, like repost it yourself. You can tag me or tag the person that shared it, but don't share it from somebody else's. A shared quote, same thing. Dark or poor lighting selfies. So like right now I'm in front of my computer and I have this lamp right here on. It doesn't give off a great light. But what I would do if I'm sitting working and I want to make, like, let's say I want to make a coach post. There we go, let's exit. So what I would do now from where I was at to like this bright, dang it, that didn't work out in my favor. This bright light of Facebook, it's all white. So I would probably take a picture in front of this lighting, like this, versus what I was just in. See how that makes a difference? Where was I at? So it's not dark. I'm not in natural lighting, which is the best, but I'm still getting a bright light versus a dark or poor lighted selfie. The brighter, the lighter, the better. That catches people's eye. And then the same kind of pick every day, which can be easy to do if we are like, because we're in health and fitness, like we do our workout every day, it's easy just to take a picture after your workout and share it. But you really want to go back on your profile. And that's why, again, it's so important to kind of schedule out. And I have a social media file that I will upload that I just got done with in our team page. So you'll have that as well. But even just to go back through your pictures on your profile, same with Instagram. I'm just talking like in general. My uploads. So like I can go back and you can just kind of see. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can't see that. Like you can just kind of see like what's the overall general like feel of the pictures. Like what have I been posting a lot of? Have I been posting a lot of before and afters, or have I been posting a lot of pictures with my kids, or and you want to definitely change it up, because this is the first thing that people look at when they go to your profile. They look at your pictures. They'll like skim maybe your wall, but like they'll go to your pictures and look like what is she about and what is she doing? And oh, she only takes sweaty selfies, boring. Or she's got a bajillion pictures of her kids. Like I'm obsessed with my kids. So like, of course I could upload a million pictures of them, but that's not my only brand passion, that's a part of it. And like I don't want it to be like my only, because it, like, I want my brand to be me and not my kids, so that when people want to work with me, like, they want to work with me, you know what I mean? And they don't just like me because of my kids. I don't really have anybody, I don't think, that does that. And then the next one is your message. So when you're getting ready to post, or you're thinking about pictures that you want to, like your next post, what message are you wanting to relay through that picture? Because what I always do is I always have I guess this isn't always 100% true, but like most of the time, I curate my post first, or my content first, and then I will try to have a picture match that. So like, for example, let's see, what was something I posted like recently? Like the picture I posted about, like, I used to think that I had to eat 1,200 calories a day, like that post. So like, I knew I wanted to post something like that. But I was like, well, I don't really have a picture for it. And honestly, I just scrolled back to one of the pictures I did have with celery juice. I think it was from Instagram, and posted that. But otherwise, I probably would have posted something like me, like meal prepping. I would have propped my camera up in my kitchen. And if you guys honestly see the things I use, I really should get a tripod. But like, I will just start stacking things on top of each other to like get like boxes and like random things to get my picture to prop up at like face level or like body level. But another picture with that could have been me in my kitchen meal prepping, or like having some of my containers out, and having a picture of me either meal prepping or looking at the camera smiling, something in my kitchen. It wouldn't make sense for me to have a picture of my kids with it. It wouldn't make sense for me it to be like a workout picture, since I'm talking about nutrition. So you really want to convey your message through, if you can, your picture first. But I always curate my content and then I match a picture with it. So I always know what I want my message to be, which is really important when it comes to your pictures. And your posts, they have to provide some type of value. If people cannot take something from it, they're not going to follow you. They're just not. They're not going to read your stuff. They're not going to tag their friends. They're not going to share your content. And that's the goal. Like if you could narrow down 3 goals for what you want the outcome of your post to be, it's these. You want somebody to share it. You want somebody to tag an outside friend. That's why all of your stuff should be public. Or you want them to engage on your post. Like, whatever they say. Likes. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you get 2 likes. You want engagement. You want somebody to tag their friend or their girlfriend, and you want it shared. So if you can curate, or if you can add value in your content with a clear picture that doesn't have clutter in the background, it's bright, or your brand's tone, and it's high definition, you'll captivate them immediately. And then you want your post either entertaining, engaging, or educational. One of those 3. You don't always want entertaining, because you just don't want to always attract fans, right? Like you want to attract some players if you're working to build your business. You want it to be engaging. Engaging would be like a call to action. My nutrition post was educational, maybe a little entertaining. It wasn't, I don't remember if it was really engaging. Maybe it was all 3. I don't know. I don't remember. But your pictures need to be, number 1, clear of clutter in the background. You shouldn't have a ton of stuff in the background. And if you do, then that's when I would suggest using just a really soft, like blur, not super blurred, but just a really soft blur. Tone it down a little bit. But if you have a lot of junk in the background, you either have to clear it or you got to find a new background. Like a kitchen table. I don't know, ours is like a catch-all. my desk, which I'm kind of doing a rehaul on. I don't take pictures near or by my desk anymore. Like my workout space is pretty clear because I'm redoing that. I'm really like hacking my whole house. So like everything is like the clutter is going to just be gone. Everything's going to have a home. You want it to be bright or your brand's tone. Now on Instagram, the goal is to have just an overall tone of your pictures. Mine, for example, is very bright and light, but it also has a cooler tone. I'm not into the warm tones. I'm not into like the grays, like tones, like some people's profile, you kind of, I don't know, some they have almost like an orangey gray tone. And when I say tone, I mean like overall look of their feed. You don't want bright and light, black and white, you know, super toned down, like low vibrancy. Like you want it to all be the same. And Facebook, same thing, just to make your life easier. It doesn't have to be. Facebook is a little bit different, but same thing, same concept. And then high definition just means clear, crisp, not blurry. And then, like I said, your posts, educational, entertaining, or engaging. Call to actions would be engaging. Entertaining would just be like your sense of humor, something that represents you, that, you know, what comes naturally to you, what can you just talk about and share about and be just like your silly self. So how to create scroll stopping pictures. I kind of talked about that a little bit, but basically there's 4 checkpoints that I kind of narrowed it down to. And you always want to take several, don't overthink it, but remember, like, this is your storefront. This is your marketing, network marketing. This is how you market yourself, is on social media, is by your pictures, is by allowing others to see who you are, what your behind the scenes look like. And that's really how you are going to captivate people and have them come to you. And that's the ultimate goal. So your lighting, natural light from a window, ring light, or light that's in front of you. I just showed you like the Facebook background is bright. That would be a better picture than right now. Natural lighting, I always try to stand in front of a window or a like doorway or something. Or I got this ring light from, I have like a little one that I got from off of Amazon. It was like super, super cheap. I don't know where it's at. I'm sure my kids took it and started playing with it. But I also have this. So I also have this, and this is like, it just clips to something, like clips to your desk. And this was like 15 bucks. Clips to something. It doesn't have to be a desk, I guess. Clips to something on this end. And then here's where your phone is. And then the light is here. So your phone, light, okay? And you can clip it if I wanted to clip it to my desk. If you don't want to hold it, whatever. If you want it back a little further. And this was cheap, and it has like 5 different settings for brightness and some like color changes or whatever. Haven't really messed with it that much, but you want to avoid as much as you can, like being able to see like your whole arm in a picture, if that makes sense. Selfies are great for like quick on the go posts, or if you have a super captivating post and really good content, it's not going to matter if people see your arm. But especially for coaches that are just starting to build their social media platform and their following, you just want to make sure that it's not always a selfie. It's not always like seeing your whole arm. And by a way to do that is just move your arm out of the way a little bit. So when you're taking a picture, I don't know, this is like so awkward. I don't know how to even show you. But when you're taking a picture, right, like you know, you can tell, like you can see your whole arm in it. Just like drop your shoulder down and back a little bit. And if you have to, like I always turn my camera like sideways a little bit to take the picture, if you can like really see my whole arm. But there's a way to cut it out. Like there's a way to like get it out of the way. Just move your arm out of the way instead of dropping it here. just get it out of the way a little bit. And honestly, it's just little tweaks like that that make a huge difference, that make a huge difference in the way somebody else is looking at your post, the way that you're conveying your message. Your background, like I said, clear of clutter so that you and your message don't get lost. Because if people are scrolling and they see let's say you're looking great, you got great lighting, your message is really great, like no one's going to stop to look at that just because the picture is not captivating, because all of that stuff in the background loses them. And the whole point, right, is to captivate them with you and your message. The angle, you want it a little bit higher than eye level, but like, remember, you're not a bird, like looking up, getting food from your mother. I see some pictures and people are like way up here. And I'm like, doesn't your neck hurt from doing that? That's so not natural. It's so not natural. Doesn't make me want to read your stuff. It's kind of annoying. So a little bit higher than eye level. So like this is, no, you can't see. Okay, so like this is eye level. I always go like maybe right here. That's probably about where I go. Right, because you don't want it here, because that's just a weird angle. Up just a skosh. And then clarity. Always clean your camera off. Always clean your camera off. If you have like a face focus, get that on, and then just make sure that it's high definition. I also have and on my camera, I have an Android, but on mine, on the selfie aspect, I have like an option to do skin tone, spotlight, slim face, larger eyes, shape correction. Man, you could really look distorted. The skin tone, I think it's like it's just like it softens your face a little bit. I have it on 1. So like my options are down here. I don't know if you can see that. My options are down there. So it's like, I don't know, on an old phone, it was like called a beauty thing, but it doesn't change anything. You don't want to look altered. You just want your pictures to look enhanced, right? So like a couple examples here. This was when I was in Chicago. It honestly was like the shittiest setup, but my post was important. And so I wanted to convey something or take a picture to convey that. So this was the original one on the left here. You can just tell the lighting just wasn't like the best, even though I was in front of a window. The sun was coming in weird, and then the hotel windows are always like tinted or whatever. I didn't really know like how to sit or like, and I took probably 20 before I got to this, because I had to take some and then come look, and I had it propped up. I didn't have like a tripod. I had it propped up on like some books, and it was weird and it was falling over. But I set the timer for 5 seconds. It takes 3 burst shots at a time. And so this is what I did for the song and dance of it. And so when I edited it, I cropped it in a little bit. I wanted this nice, like bright picture in the back because it makes the picture pop a little bit. So I made sure to get that in the background. And I just added a little bit of vibrancy. I'm going to show you some apps here in a second, but I added a little bit. I think I upped the vibrancy and saturation just a little bit. See how that blue pops a little bit, the brown in like the background of the wall, and then the color, my book, my green salad, my nails, all just kind of pop a little bit. And then down here, and if I'm being honest, like I walked into the hotel room, like looking for a setup, like those are the things that have to go through your mind of like, what would be a great setup? What would be a great background? What would be, and honestly, you guys, these things come just once you start doing them, they're just like second nature, and they just start, popping up. It's not that you're like spending an hour trying to figure out, I mean, you might your first time, but it's not that you're going to sit here and spend an hour every single time you want to take a picture. And I hope you're not. The more you do it, the quicker it's going to go, the better you're going to get at it, the quicker you're going to be able to edit it or, pop some colors and throw up a post. And that's why, again, curating some content and some posts and just inspiration ahead of time, like I have on my memos, I just have post ideas that I've taken from other people. I've copy and pasted into my memos where I can come back and I can completely edit it, but at least I have like a baseline of information or of an inspirational idea that I want to share about. But I walked in this hotel room. I thought it would be cool to have like a picture of me on the bed, like reading my book, eating my salad. And like it was the stupidest picture ever. So this is what we came up with. But and when I say me, I mean me, because I was the only one in there. So this was out snowmobiling the other day, yesterday, and this was the original picture on the left. With, you know, it was a beautiful, bright, sunny day, but obviously you can tell when I edited it, and this was just in Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. I added some saturation, I don't even know if I added saturation. I did like a bright and light, vibrancy a little bit, and you can just tell it totally pops. And if you were to cover up that picture next to it on the left, if you were to cover that picture up, you wouldn't even, this would look like the original picture. You know what I mean? Because it's not totally so altered out of its mind that it looks so unnatural. Same with the picture on top. This is a picture of like a part of my brand. Like with the first day we did celery juice, started drinking celery juice. So you can see on the left, again, like the busy background of like the cabinets and things like that. I just blurred them out just a little bit. I softened my face just a little bit. I literally just rolled out of bed. So, you know, obviously I didn't want to look like I rolled out of bed. And it's not that it's again, not that I want to hide being like just rolling out of bed, because honestly, I don't care. And if you follow me, you know I don't care. But I want it to be captivating because my post was important. And every post that you put up, that should be your mindset. It's important, and I would pay $10 for this post. So you can see, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I bit my lip. So you can see it's a little red on the left. And I just did like on the Line Camera app that I'm going to show you here in a minute. It allows you to, I don't know if it's a face something. So I just like clicked on that and made it somehow blended in with the rest of my mouth. I don't know how I did that, but I didn't change anything. I just clicked on it. And then like a little zit or like something on my forehead. Just smoothed it out a little bit. Again, not completely altering. And even now looking back, if I were to go back, I probably would have made it a little bit more saturated and vibrant. But again, you're not altering and changing who you are and like what your pictures are, because you can't, you don't, why would you want to change who you are, right? Like you don't want to alter your pictures to the point where you're not even the same person in real life. It's just, again, an enhancement. Same thing here. Bright blue, like the colors were like amazing in the gym and on her jacket, right? And so I just made it pop a little bit more. Now posting this, I would probably crop. Can you see my mouse moving? Okay, I'd probably crop like on that blue line here. I'd probably crop and then leave it at that. I wouldn't even blur anything because there's not really a busy background. This was from Friday night. The lighting was horrid where we were at. And this, again, like this on the right is even probably a little more filtered than what I would like. But, you know, if you covered up the left again, you probably wouldn't see a big difference. You probably wouldn't think like, oh, that's super filtered. You know what I mean? So again, enhanced, not altered. So here are just some apps for editing that I use. For video or for pics, I use Line Camera. That's where I do my blurring, because I can move how much blur, like I can move, like we're on Instagram and you blur it, you use that one, I forget what it's called, but that one feature in the editing, you can't move, like it's one thickness, but in this editing app you can. I like this for the beauty face, if I need to like make any corrections. I like it for before and afters, because you can get rid of the border. I hate the white border around, like if you put a side by side together. I don't hate it. I don't know why I said that. It's a strong word. I just don't use it or like it for myself. So I use Line Camera a lot. Adobe Lightroom, that's another one where you can really like make the saturation pop, like the colors pop a little bit more with still looking natural. I did buy some prefixes, so presets. Yeah, presets, that's what they're called. I did buy a couple. I don't really use them that much. I make my own. So Adobe Lightroom, I really do like their Snapseed. Pics Art, I also like. And then for video, there's Triller, which is you use it on Instagram. You can upload to Instagram. And then Viva Video, that's what I use all of my editing videos in, is Viva Video. I don't like the apps where it tells you what the app is. Like if you upload the video on Facebook, it says pick, play, post on the bottom. Like I just don't like the look of that. And so I don't use any apps that say the app name on the picture or video. But Viva Video I really love. It's really easy to use. And again, it's honestly just using this stuff. It's getting used to it. It's getting practice, and just getting better at it so that you can kind of fly through it. So that's what I have for you. I feel like I just talked. And somehow we buzzed through an hour. But so if you guys have any questions, I will take those questions. And if you don't, that's cool too. It means I maybe did my job, or yeah. Just use the chat if you do have any questions. If not, just give me a thumbs up. We're good to go. Jordan says I still filter, but I have an at aesthetic. I can't even say that word. Aesthetic.
Yeah. Like a vibe. Like you said, like the color tone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that's it for Instagram. That's what's important. It's not so much like what your tone is or like what your filter is. It's just that you have one. Yeah, cool. Was that helpful? Did you guys, I feel like I just buzzed through it.
I thought it was very helpful.
Good.
I'm really glad that you have an Android, because I wasn't halfway paying attention for a little bit, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I had that.
Yeah.
And then see how you can change the thin your face and big your eyes and all. I had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's on the selfie one. And I haven't, I mean, obviously I would never change the size of my eyes or slimness of my face. In the spot, what's the spotlight? Oh, the spotlight, you can just like brighten. Oh, that's a brightener. But yeah, the only thing I ever really use is like the skin tone, and I just have it on 1 always. So it doesn't really do much, but I go back. Like I said, if I have any like super big corrections, I just go back and like dab it and I'm done.
This was also very good as far as like what to post, because I have been trying to post, like I'm not a poster, so starting to post is like hard in itself. And then I did really good like one day, and then I like the next day I like completely forget about it because it's not my normal routine. So I totally forgot it. And then I'm like, by the third day I'm like, oh crap, I need to post something. And then I just randomly pick something, which was half the stuff on your do not post list. So
I did the same thing when I started. I mean, I have those memories pop up, and you can go see all memories. And I went back and like everything that I posted was stock pictures of Insanity and Turbo Fire, but you don't know until you know what I mean? Like until you learn, or until you have ideas of what to post. It's not like I just signed up 7 years ago and I was like, I knew exactly what to post. I mean, literally, I built my following in the last 3 or 4 years. And so, yeah, there was a good chunk of time there where you try stuff, and if it doesn't work, it's social media. It's always changing. It's always evolving. And that's why it's so important just to always stay true to you and what you love, what you're passionate about, what you believe in, and not worry about anyone else or what anyone else thinks, because people are going to find people that they, that they connect to, and you're going to find people that are connected to you and that like your stuff and want to see more of it. But it's just kind of getting into a groove, I would say. And that's honestly where, and we're all busy. We all have, crazy lives, work full time, kids, significant other, a life, whatever. And so, so often when coaches get started, this is like it's like a burden to them. You know what I mean? Like it's a burden to have to post or to come up with content or to have to post 3 to 5 times a day. And some people are like, oh my God, I can't even figure out one post. How am I supposed to post 5 times a day? Right? Like I know I was too, but I always suggest and tell people like, you should not feel like you are chained to this thing. You need to set hours. You need to have a strategy. You need to set boundaries with yourself and with the people that are coming to you. Like they will know that you have hours of operation. You're not a 24-hour Walmart. And people don't expect you to be because you have a life and you have a million things to do. And this is not your life. This is something that we're building to better our lives, to enhance our lives, to maybe change our lives and to maybe change the time we do have for it. But this is not your life. And so I always tell coaches, if you feel like you are attached to this thing 24/7, that is not a coaching thing. That is not a Beachbody thing. That is a you thing. And you have to figure that out. And I had to figure that out like big time. And that's why I tell people that. I'll say that until I'm blue in the face because this was a nightmare for me for a long time. And that was just because I wasn't getting organized. I wasn't sitting down and taking, a half hour or an hour to put some inspiration down on paper or in my memo or get some posts together and think about what pictures I want with it. And, I wasn't taking advantage of what I could be doing. I was just waking up in the morning, oh shit, I got to post. And then it's noon and I still haven't posted anything. And then it's 3 p.m. and then it's 5 o'clock and it's like, okay, I'm not going to post at 5 o'clock in the afternoon at night because nobody's on right now. Everyone's with their family eating. And then now it's 10 o'clock at night and shit, I haven't posted all day. Like I didn't today, but that was because my apps were being all stupid and weird all weekend. So point being, you have to take that time at the beginning of the week to think about some posts, to think about what you want to start, saying, talking about. And as a new coach, honestly, it doesn't have to be like, so like, like viral worthy, you know what I mean? Like just always stay true to you and be you and share about what's going on in your life as much as you're comfortable with and talk to yourself and like have it be a journal, like have your social media be your journal. And those are usually the best posts because they're real, people can relate to them and it's exactly what is going on in your life. And so you feel true to yourself. You don't feel like you're just throwing up a post, you know what I mean? So Facetune to enhance when I post makeup pictures. I use Facetune to enhance when I post makeup pictures. Is this something you would still recommend? Do you mean, Jordan, like what I was talking about, or like what do you mean to enhance?
Well, you had said like on your selfie picture with your phone, you have like that beauty thing that you would use sometimes. That's kind of what Facetune is. Some people can obviously take it like super overboard and they don't even look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just use it to kind of not necessarily change me. It still looks like me because my Facebook profile picture is Facetuned. It still looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
It's just a little slightly more like professional version.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what's important because like I said, when your pictures are showing up, like they don't all have to be perfect, obviously, but when they're showing up in a more professional way, that reflects on you and it says a lot about who you are and your business. And you don't have to always post like in the moment, spur of the moment, like as what you're doing, like I posted a picture of me with celery juice and it wasn't one I took that day. Like I just pulled it from my camera roll. And so again, that's why it's important to always take the opportunity to take pictures, set your camera up, change a shirt, throw on a different one, throw your hair up, like just get a few in your camera roll to be able to share. And that saves so much time as well. But yeah, I think I don't see anything wrong with enhancing. Changing and altering is one thing, but enhancing, no, I think it's just a more professional, enhanced version of you, and that's fine. Unum, U-N-U-M, and it will set reminders for you to post. You can put your post in there and organize your Instagram posts and then set reminders to upload. Yeah, so that's a good suggestion. Planoly is another one. Planol, Planoly, Y. That's another Instagram. You can schedule your Instagram post.
I think, yeah, I was watching a video on YouTube from Mariana Hewitt, who was doing how she does like her Instagram layout, and she plans a lot of her stuff in advance and uses, I think, that one.
Mm-hmm.
She had pointed out the UNUM because it was free. Planoly, I think, you had to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to throw another one out. It doesn't, you can't set a time like for it to post, like Hootsuite would post for you,
Mm-hmm.
but you can at least set a reminder, and you can basically in UNUM, you just put it in the order you want it in, and then it will upload. You just click upload when you're done. So instead of having to, open Instagram and go through all that, you can edit it, save it, put it to the side, and then just post on the days you need it to.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I would highly suggest that.
I figured for like you guys with kids, I don't have kids, so it's easier for me to just sit on my phone and make a post. But if you have kids, it's a lot easier to plan it a little bit further in advance.
Uh-huh, for sure, yeah. And I wish when I started my business, I wish that I had stuff like this, especially after the first couple of years when I had Maverick. Like I wish I had known about this stuff because, yeah, I would have used that feature all the time. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I watch a couple of YouTube videos on like how to make a flat lay to do that. And even on Lair's page, she had did that picture from like Senegence. Somebody had their Senegence products, but they were talking about a deodorant, and they had just like placed their lip scents in the picture.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's how you kind of get people to be like, wow, oh, she uses Senegence and natural deodorant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the other thing I was going to tell you guys. I'm glad you brought that up, Jordan. I'm in a social media community and it's a membership, $20 a month, but
it's worth it.
Huh?
It's worth it.
Oh my God. I mean, she gives out probably, I don't know how many thousands.
A lot of content.
Yeah, I don't know how many thousands of dollars of content a week that she gives out for $20 a month. And she doesn't have this community to make money. She just she's retired from network marketing 5 years ago. You probably saw me post on the team page about her. But she is somebody that I've learned. This is now my second or third month. And I've learned so much from her. It's invaluable stuff. And so, and her whole thing, which is how I built my business, I just didn't know how to turn around and teach you guys. I didn't know how to duplicate because it's like, well, I'm just like posting, it's about my life. And like, I just know how to do it. And I didn't know how to duplicate it and turn around and teach it. But that's what she's teaching is the attraction marketing, is the influencing, and the how to create content. And although I didn't use a lot of her like techniques as far as like pictures and videos, it was all my real life pictures. I learned how to make posts in a way that connected with people and made them like emotionally invested. And my post just like, that's how I had one go viral when I was pregnant with Xander. And I didn't know how to teach that. But then I found her, and that's what she's teaching. And it's gold. And so I would highly recommend just go back in our team page and search. Did I post it in our team page or in the builders group? Anyway, if it's not in the...
I think you put it in both.
Did I? Okay, just search Lair, Laire, in our team page, and that should pop up. If you don't see it, message me. But I would highly recommend getting in. She's doing a free 30-day boot camp right now too, where she just like gives you ideas like every single day on what to post to create engagement and attraction and things like that. And it's like invaluable. It's amazing. So I would highly recommend that as well if you're struggling with content and how to curate content and how to, because that's really the direction our network marketing is moving in. Like if you're not an influencer, if you're not influencing your network in some way, shape, or form to move to action, and you're not converting those people eventually, and I'm not talking like converting them like that. I'm just saying if eventually you're not turning the people over that are in your network, it can really feel frustrating, and it can feel like you're wasting your time and like you're spinning your tires. And when you can get that traction because of your content and because you're now an influencer in your market, it can feel really like things are moving and they go fast, and then you just kind of go, and it's a lot of fun to build your business like that. And that's how I built my business the last several years. I just wasn't always realizing it until a couple of years ago. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend her. She's great.
Yeah, it makes me have a lot more respect for YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think of videos
I know.
that don't just vlog stupid stuff every day and post it.
Right. And that's the other thing. Like, honestly, if I didn't have my business, I don't think I'd be on social media that much. Like, I just feel like it's such a waste of time if like you're not using it for something, you know what I mean? And I get like my husband, I mean, he obviously doesn't have a business on social media, and it's just like mindless. Like he looks at all this like motorcycle guy stuff. But then he does say like, I will catch myself a lot just like watching stupid videos and like wasting time. And after I had my kids, I think it was Maverick, one of them, like I just kind of like took some time off, which I don't recommend, but from like social media, I took some time off and like just unplugged. Granted, I had like a crappy delivery and whatever, but and I was like, if I didn't have a business, I wouldn't be on social media, like honestly that much, if at all. And so this is just the power of our platform and the power of like making a difference, and really just like you can use it. Everyone complains about social media, I feel like, and again, that's who you surround yourself with, but like social media has been amazing, and it's connected me to all of you guys, and like where would we be without it, you know what I mean? And so it's like you can really use it to your advantage, and you can really use it to share your message and like be heard about what our mission is with Beachbody, and that's helping other people achieve healthy and fulfilling lives. However that looks, it doesn't have to be how it looks for Beachbody, it's how it looks for you. However that is for you. For me, it's in a natural or holistic way or hippie way, whatever you want to call it, crunchy, whatever. Like I don't care, like that's me, and that's what I believe in, and that's what I like. And so it's however that is for you. It's no longer the mission. It's not your mission. Beachbody's mission is not your mission. It's how you want to convey your message on social media and use it to your advantage and use it for good instead of wasting time and feeling like you're just handcuffed to your phone. You know what I mean? Because that caused a few of my coaches, I can probably name off 3 or 4 right now, who ended up quitting because they were like, I'm tied to my phone all the time, and I'm like, my husband's getting mad, and I'm like not, I'm taking away from family time and blah, blah. And I mean, the tough love of that is like, that's not a Beachbody thing. Like that's a you thing that you need to figure out. So just get organized with it as much as you can, and take some time at the beginning of the week. And if you need help, I'll end with this because it's super late and I cannot even believe I'm still up. Actually, I am always still up at 10 o'clock. I wish I wasn't. But I'll end with this. What was I just going to say now? I was thinking about going to bed and sleeping, and I got really excited. I don't remember. It was so important. It was so important. Just wait. I will remember. What was I talking about?
Organizing.
Organizing. Come on, Lauer. It was so important, you guys. It was so important. Okay, organizing, not being tied to your phone. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna think of it as soon as we get off, and then I'm gonna message all of you because it's that important. Not being tied to your phone. Getting organized, scheduling. I will leave you with this. I have no freaking idea. Okay. Anyway. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for hopping on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay. If you need help with content or creating content or thinking of what to post, or you're like, I am so close to myself that I do not know what my top 5 passions are, I will tell you. And it's a great thing to ask your network because they know you, or they'll tell you what they want to hear or see more of. And so ask your people, ask me, I'll help you with content. I'll help you. Sometimes it's what you just don't want to hear, or it's what you need to hear. But it's really just about leveling up. So I'll help you do that. I'm so happy I remembered. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, I heard a camera thing. Did Rachel hop off? I was just going to, Rachel, get back on. Can you hear me, Rachel? Get back on. Oh, there you are. Oh, thank God she got back on. Okay. All right. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. You want to see my hair? Okay. Smile again. 1, 2, 3. You're so dark, Steph. I can't see you in here. Lighten it up. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Perfect. All right. Good night, all. Thanks for being on. Bye.